Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We have Sam Campbell. And welcome, Sam. We appreciate you for taking our invite to come down, kind of share your story. We also have Anthony with us today, filling in for Greg, which is getting married, actually in Armenia. So
congrats, Greg.
Yeah, so
Greg.
You'll meet him a few times. Hopefully, we'll have you more on there. Please introduce yourself. As far as what you've been doing, who you are as a, I'm sure you're a drummer and musician, all that stuff. But who's better to introduce yourself?
Man, well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is a really cool opportunity. I love this space. But yeah, I'm Sam Campbell. I'm actually in the industry. I actually use the name McCrary because my family has been in music. Out in Los Angeles ever since like the early 70s. But I'm Sam Campbell, former football player, D1 athlete, and currently, triple employed security guard, but also really drummer, music director, programmer. Could be at your local church or I could be at the Grammys. So
you do everything.
I am there, man. It's funny because I always say, "Yo, let me play drums for you, and then go be your security afterwards." Haven't gotten that offer yet, but we're getting there, Sarkis.
Or to secure the place while you play.
Yeah, just like playing, like yo.
Throw the stick at him.
Yeah, just like, hey, get him.
Mid-set, just
man, real fast, Anthony.
What was your first passion? Was it football or was it music? What would you say?
It was definitely the music. Like I said, I come from a very musical family, all singers and piano players and just amazing people. And my favorite thing was to make noise, and that was with the drums. And I remember at 2 years old, first picking up a pair of drumsticks and being so ambitious to like play. I was standing up trying to play because I couldn't reach the pedals, and that was my first love.
So that was the moment, that was the aha moment you had at 2 years old?
Yeah, like around 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
It was just like I saw my big cousin Charles playing, and I was just like, man, like he's making so much noise. I love this. And then I remember after church one day just going up and just getting the sticks. I'm just like, this is it.
So your parents didn't mind the noise?
No, they were very supportive of it, and thank you, Mom and Dad.
The funniest, I have a story about drums, right? So one Christmas, my wife bought drums for my nephew, and we didn't realize this is a noisemaker, right? So they started hating us more because every day the kids were like, just heading out, and it's crazy, but
for sure,
it can go both ways, So.
It really can, it's a very expressive instrument,
yeah.
But I was so obsessed with it, like I used to take my sticks in the car and I used to beat my mom's dashboard, and act like I was playing to the records that we were listening to. And I actually ended up cracking her dashboard. Like I played it so much, but that was the passion moment.
That's what's the inspiration? Just basically with family or within something else that you?
I think definitely just with my family. Like, and I've always just had a thing for rhythm, and I love the way that things move, and the way that music makes you feel. And I figure being the heartbeat of that, something about that has just always really touched my heart. So.
What are some of the setbacks you've had and the doubts, and how have you kind of like overcome those throughout your career?
Oh, for sure. Well, it was like I was saying, like even from a young age playing drums, I was ultra competitive. So it's like if my cousin isn't up there playing, then I'm the one that needs to be up there playing. But then he'd bring the homies or some other cousins. And I'm just like, no, like me. And then I started getting competitive with my cousin, because like I would go hide his sticks, and then I would try to go up and play. Like, so, I think a lot of the setbacks, as I got older, had to do with more of like the issue of comparison, because with a lot of drummers and musicians, like. In some capacity, guys, like we're all show-offs in a way, and we all have these gifts and we all have these talents that we're blessed with, and we just want to just flex them. And I think that one of the biggest ones, was comparison and not really tapping into who I was, but trying to be somebody else because you think that that's what the industry wants, But really, why they hire you is for your sound and for who you are, and that was probably one of the bigger setbacks.
Okay.
And then also learning sensitivity with how to play, how to do things correctly, how to conduct yourself, just like in any business.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the industry it's insane.
It's
it's
crazy.
one of the hardest to even do things in, because either you have talent or you don't.
Or you have money.
And
it's one or the other. Like,
Yeah.
because you can pay any of these tracks. It's all, I think a viral song takes like anywhere from $500,000 to $1.5 million to make number one, top of the charts. It's like something along those lines.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's all plays. It's all.
Yeah, and a lot of it today in this era is that you don't necessarily have to be talented. You can just kind of have a look, or you can have something that that like people just like, what, we'll just deal with that, and that's fine. Just,
we'll fix it.
Yeah, and we'll just fix it, as opposed to someone that really has put the work into the craft.
Yeah,
and that's kind of a lost art in music overall. But you just kind of like you said, like you really start to like be like, like, is this what we're doing right now?
Is it because you think social media had a part to play in that aspect?
For sure.
Is it you can use it both ways, right? It's easier to get viral, but it's also easier because you could not be as talented either. You can be on some dumb, like cringe, like viral video dance or whatever. That's why you blew up.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, social media, really like Facebook, like 2006 when it really like took off, right? And that was when we were all able to kind of see what other people was doing. So it's like you might be in LA, but you're able to see what the guys in Chicago were doing, and then you're able to see what the guys in New York are doing, Miami, Houston, all these different places. But kind of within that, you start to lose you. And that's where the issue comes in. Okay. So, but I think that's something that we've all have had to adjust with. My approach has always been, okay, you know what, that's amazing. Let me see how I can take that and ingratiate that into who I am. And I think that's what the difference is.
Okay. Yeah, people lose themselves, because they cater what the media and like what the people want, because they see the comments, they see this, they're like, oh man, this is so cool, but it could be the worst thing they're doing. But now they continue on going the same path as what they think is right, because this is what they want. But at the same time, they're losing the quality of themselves, right. Now they're not even authentic because they're just providing what others want other than what they have to offer,
Exactly. If you cannot be your most legitimate self inside of the craft that you're doing, then it's probably something that you shouldn't be doing. I think if you're not playing what's in your heart and what you're here to play, then I think that I think that that's compromising in a lot of ways. But I also do believe that there is a way to learn and hone in on certain things. But if you're not going to be your most authentic self, then you end up losing that.
Yeah.
So speaking of your individuality, as far as what's something in your creative process that people might find like weird or surprising, like funny, because I know people have their quirks. So
I don't really know, man. Like I don't know if it's between like from and it's been such a journey, like from just playing drums and then learning how to like arrange music, and then learning how to program shows for people and doing all that kind of stuff. I don't really know if I have any weird quirks. I think I don't know if it's weird, but most of the time, but like if I know that like I have to program a show for somebody, and if they're like, I just want you to arrange it, make it like my own Super Bowl. I'm like, okay, perfect. I'll go put on my headphones. I'll turn on my PS5, and I will listen. I will listen to the music while playing Madden or while playing NCAA, and I'm just like, Super Bowl. Oh, that's great. I'm like, all right, cool, done. go into the studio, just start making like the track.
Yeah.
So shout out to PS5 and Madden and all that kind of stuff. Like appreciate it but that kind of helps me going. That helps me get going creatively.
Yeah.
And also staying up till like 6 a.m.
I mean, sometimes we all have those nights, those mornings where you're just.
It's like that, dog.
You can't sleep. You go to lay down, and you're like, yep, can't do it.
Yep.
If somebody's getting into the industry, the music industry, what are some of the things that you will tell them to avoid? Like, what are those things? Like, you know what? Don't touch this. Don't do this. What are some of those things to avoid?
I think starting out, like one of the things to definitely avoid is having a giant circle of people. Mm-hmm. And this is what I mean. There's a lot of people that can tell you like, hey man, you need to do this or you gotta do that, do this, do that. And I think that the most important thing is to have a 2 to 3 person team that are not afraid to tell you no, or not afraid to tell you that you're wrong. Because especially if they understand music and algorithms and they understand social media in a safe way. I think that the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is have a team that can be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think that is number one. I would actually say don't follow trends. I would say create your own lane. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is like, if everyone, God rest his soul, if everyone's trying to be Michael Jackson, mm-hmm. Then we don't end up getting Prince, we don't end up getting Justin, we don't end up getting Bruno, we don't end up getting Bobby Brown, we don't end up getting any of these folks. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely say like the most important thing that you can do is create your own lane. It's only delusional until it works. Yeah.
And everybody's starting to copy you now because you created this new thing.
Use them as inspiration. Yeah. Don't try to copy them, but use them as inspiration. Like Chris Brown has a lot of influence from Michael. Yeah, one of the best performers outside of Michael and Usher. Yeah, right. But it's very similar, like the dancing, the entertaining. So I know he took a lot of inspiration for that too.
100%.
Who are some of your inspirations? Like,
oh man,
like what you take from?
Man, well. From a drum perspective, probably my favorite drummer that I've taken a lot after was a drummer named Aaron Spears. Aaron Spears sadly passed away a couple years ago, but Aaron played for Backstreet Boys, Usher, Ariana Grande, all the names that you can think of. Mm-hmm. And one of his biggest quotes that he always said was, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I've really taken not just a lot of his concepts with his playing, but I've taken a lot of concepts with how he's approached people and how he does things. So I love Aaron Spears. I love a guy named Big Mike Clemens. It's real funny. Most of my favorite drummers all played for Usher at some point. So it's, or they played for Justin Timberlake. Who's like, but Big Mike Clemens, man, there's so many cats. Devin Sticks Taylor, Bob Wilson, Brian Taylor. There's a lot of really amazing people, from a drum standpoint and from a business standpoint. I think that my mom is probably my biggest inspiration because she takes an old school approach to things. Mm-hmm. And she knows how to treat people, but also knows how to demand to be treated. And that's how I conduct myself as well. Major
tours that you've been on it's kind of unforgettable for you,
Man.
That you cannot match it,
Not for sure. Well, it's funny because all of my touring experience was with one band. It was actually a Bruno Mars tribute band, which you don't really think that a lot of tribute bands would really tour like that. But this one, for some reason, toured a lot. Like I'm talking like 40, like 20 to 40 shows in like 50 days. Oh. It was a lot. If I'm remembering that number correctly. But probably one of the more unforgettable tours was probably in 2023. Man, we worked I think we went as far east as like Delaware, as far west as Nebraska. Mm-hmm. as far north as Michigan and as far south as North Carolina, and we drove all that.
Oh wow!
And went through all that, like in a Chrysler Pacifica, mommy van. Like no shame. Hey, look, that Chrysler Pacifica is nice. You know, so,
it drives pretty well.
And it was great on gas too. Like but I just remember going on that tour. That one was really unforgettable. That was the first time that I was able to have like my own drums. You know, like on tour and having things that I wanted like set up properly. I had programmed like that tour and that show, and it was a really good time. So many people that we got to meet. Probably the show that was the most unforgettable was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it was for a thing called Music Fest. And we were doing all Bruno Mars music for like 2 hours. And when we got to some of these bigger songs, people were just going nuts. Like people surfing in the crowd and you know, all types of stuff happening. But it was young people, and they were into it, and that was really cool. And then you see a lot of the older people that were loving like the music, and that was really, really special.
Is that what made it memorable? Was it that, or what was the most memorable part of that show specifically?
Is it the crowd that
like,
kind of
puts
the thing, or is just the people you play with?
I think that well we were really tight in 2023, like band wise. There was only 5 of us, but we really like laid that thing down. Like it was great. But then I think it was just a lot of the interactions with the people. You know, like being able to give away drumsticks and give away little merch things, and you know, telling people that we're thankful that they came out to see us.
Yeah.
You know, that was a real big blessing. I remember giving away pairs of sunglasses and hats and all types of stuff, just, you know, for kids that don't get to see a high-powered show like that. You know, because, you know, that's the standard that I carry. Mm-hmm. And for kids to be moved, and for their parents and adults to be moved, people walking all past the stage and then coming and seeing us. It was like 3,000 or 4,000 people. Just like, dang,
that's a big crowd.
It's a big crowd, you know. And I haven't gotten to my you know, above 5,000 crowd yet. That's something that I'm still working towards. But like, just to be around that many people, I was just so grateful.
Yeah. Just
to play and entertain them.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Because some people like never get through 200 crowds, 300 crowds.
Man.
You know. But I mean, that's a good amount of crowds, and you know, a lot of superstars now, they do very small venues.
Yes.
Because they want to be more intimate.
Yeah, they want
to have a little bit less, you know, because, you know, like I think once they make it, they want to play for a reason, you know, that they enjoy, you know. As far as like drums, right? I think that's one of the most, I don't know, to me, that's probably the most difficult instrument, right? Because you have not only you listening, but every part of your body is moving, right? Almost because your legs you're using your legs, you're using your arms, right? So it just, is it one of the hardest ones? So that way a lot of people don't know how to play the drums?
Yeah, I think that it's funny because it's like a full body workout.
Yeah.
Like, I lose at least 5 pounds like after every show, and then I go gain it back after I eat some good food. But we won't talk about that. But you know, I absolutely think so. It's because you're moving most of the time all 4 of your limbs.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to do it in time, and you have this thing called a midpoint. And everything's just got to be on time. You're listening like to clicks, but you're listening to the singers to like see what they're doing. You're listening to your bass player to make sure that you're locking in with him. There's a lot of stuff that you're listening for, but I think it comes with time. It's a process to like learn how to move these things correctly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the more that you do it, the more that you become autonomous, and you're able to make it happen, like work, you know. And it also comes from my football background, playing football, like playing at a Glendale Community College, go Vax, and then going to Illinois State, you know, and playing arena football. There was always this thing where you just have to work.
Yeah.
You just have to work at something, and I think with drums, I've taken that same approach. So it's like now I can just play whatever I hear, and I know how to make it work. Or I know how to, you know, manipulate my body to be able to make something happen.
Who would be like your top 3 people to tour with?
I can definitely say the people that I would play for. There's like 3 in particular that are really special to me, and they mean something to me. Of course, the real Bruno Mars, in a heartbeat, because coming from a family of singers, I love powerful singers, and I think that he's just absolutely amazing. One of the best, if not the best that we have today. I would also love to play for Justin Timberlake, and that's mainly as more of a thank you for helping me get through some hard breakups by listening to his songs. So that's always fun. I love playing like all of his music, and I'm actually working on a new project right now that actually puts those 2 artists in the same thing. And then the last person that I would really want to tour with is probably my mom, Linda McCrary. And the reason why I say that is because the way that lady sings and the way that she impacts and touches people, that's that thing that gives you meaning, right? So you don't care if you're in front of 5 people or 500,000 people. It's going to be the same effort. And the people that love her throughout the industry, throughout churches and different organizations that just love her, it would be just a blast to be able to do that for and with her. And as a side note, the other person that I would love to tour with is a kid who's my cousin. His name is J.D. McCrary, and he was young Simba on The Lion King. In the last one that came out.
Nice.
So I would love to be with him.
Nice. So he sings. Oh, nice.
Sings and dances, man. He's fantastic.
What type of, as far as what genre?
He's like R&B. He just got signed to L.A. Reid and Usher. So he's like R&B. He can do hip hop. Really hit into the soul stuff. He's just always been great. He's like the next one up. He's really good.
Yeah, I have a friend that does most like Christian music, church music. I don't know, you might have heard of MC Nice.
That actually sounds familiar.
Yeah,
we all kind of know each other.
He's been a while. He's in his 50s now, but he's always in the Grammys, some other singers and so on and so forth. And he's probably one of the few hip hop artists that are just doing religious, like church music, church rap, and it's insane, because it's all about God and all that stuff.
And that's been popping up popping up lately.
It really has.
Didn't somebody just top Cardi B or something like that? I saw something on.
She was in a lawsuit, right? She was in court.
She won, right?
She ended up, she
I popped up on my face. I was like, why is that? Did you?
Shout out to Becca.
You know what she's doing now? Just on the topic, we sidetracked. But on the, Cardi B, now she's releasing she's releasing a cover, and I heard it on Power 106. Like, now every cover is gonna, I guess, have her face expressions from court. So they're gonna so they have
genius.
We're gonna turn a negative into a positive.
That's genius marketing.
So he's like, you know what, I won, and I'm gonna make money off of it.
No, of course.
So
didn't her phrases go viral at one point too? So it's gonna be the same.
It's insane.
So every cover she's gonna have a different. I guess everything that I don't know if it's gonna be limited as far as what she's gonna release,
right?
Where they can buy it, So it's gonna be having all the different expressions of her face.
That's so
crazy. Cardi, you deserve that,
right? Like if you can monetize.
She has a good creative team,
No, fantastic team, and again, team, like people that are around there for you that can help you get it. So
either they can break you or steal from you or make you. There's the 3 things that can happen. It's just, especially this industry, we've had so many examples where we see what managers can do, and it could be the end of you, literally, physically as well.
Yeah, shout out, what's his name, Jerry Heller from NWA. Like, dang.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stories, right? So people don't want to touch, but those are the ones that you want to be touring with, right? What are the other names? Like, for example, I know you said that you've toured with, I think, Michael Jackson. Not toured, but played with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And a few other big names.
Yeah, so it's funny, like, I have, coming from a family full of singers, we have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of like vocal things for people. So not only just like playing drums, but I've also gotten to work with Beyoncé. I've gotten to work with John Legend and Common. Okay. I've gotten to there was one more, Brandon Howard, who's related to the Jacksons. That's amazing. Multiple TV shows, like a lot of really like good quality stuff. There was another person that I worked for in 2023, but he's in a lot of trouble, so I'm gonna leave that out. but yeah, we gonna leave that.
We got a story on that.
Tell me later.
All that I'm gonna say is that particular person is from Becca's home state.
Okay.
We won't mention.
Can we know the story without the name?
That's gonna be the after hours.
Yeah. But I will say, what I can say about that situation was that was a very unique situation for myself because said person had a school in Northridge and wanted someone to run the kids choir, and Brandon Howard recommended my mom and her team to come in and do the arrangements for it, and I got to do arrangements for this thing with a great team of people. Met said person. He was very, very nice to my mom. Everything was cool, until it got to the money part, but that was someone else. But we got paid, so it's cool.
Good.
But it was a good experience.
Yeah.
But like being able to do things for, like I said, Beyonce, John Legend, Common, doing things for the Grammys a couple times. It has always been a really good thing. And then one of the coolest things that I ever got to do was sing at Michael Jackson's house on Christmas Day.
Oh wow!
It's one of the coolest things I ever got to do.
How did you get to do that?
It was Christmas, early Christmas morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And my uncle Howard McCrary called my Aunt Charity and said, "Hey, Michael wants a kids choir to come to his house in Encino and put on a Christmas concert." So then my aunt calls my mom. Mom tells me like, "Hey, big opportunity. You should really go do this." I was like, "Well, no, I'm tired and I want to open my presents." And she's like, "Son, you need to go." So I went to my uncle's house and we learned like all these Christmas songs, all these little like arrangements. It was like me and like 10 other kids.
But did you know that you were going to be singing for Michael at that point, or you just didn't know? You were just
they had said that it was going to be for Michael.
Oh, okay.
And that was a lot of fun. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because I hadn't seen him since I was a baby.
Yeah.
And we did the rehearsal that morning. Then around 9 o'clock, we see like 4 SUVs pull up, black SUVs in front of my uncle's house, and they picked us up and drove us to the Encino house. And then like we just walk into the house and there's like this giant staircase of gold. And we're just like, what is this place? Like, this is so cool. And we like hear him calling for his assistant, Grace. Like it was great. And we ended up standing on the staircase. His whole family came down for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
His kids. And we did this whole Christmas concert for him. And it was really good because he needed to be encouraged. That was when he was going through like the thick of it with all that kind of stuff. And, he wanted to hear like some gospel songs. So we sang those and that was great. And the concert was over. We're all talking with the kids and laughing and goofing off. And he actually sneaks away and goes to the restroom. And my mom told me to go to make sure that I told him that she said hi because they're old friends. Because they used to tour together. Oh, wow. And I waited outside for him, very far away from everyone else. And I just said, hi, Michael. And I was just like, my name's Sammy and Linda's my mom. He's like, oh, I remember you. Like, he legit remembered me. He was like, he said, the last time that I saw you, I was trying to hold you, but you were afraid of me. And I was like, yo, I'm so sorry. But I ended up asking him like, hey, like, how you doing, And he actually rolled up his sleeves and showed me like the places where he had bruises from the police.
Oh, wow.
And he's all like, and he said, I'm in so much pain in my back. I can't lift my arms past a certain point. And he was in pain. dude was broken, yo.
Yeah.
Like, was really, really sorry about that. And I said, well, how are you kind of dealing with everything? I'm taking it day by day, just spending time with my kids, and I love them, and the whole thing. And I just said, man, Michael, I'm praying for you. I love you, and like I just believe in you. And I went and I hugged him. And at first he was just kind of like,
yeah,
you know, and then just ever so slightly, like he kind of grimaced and just kind of hugged me back. And it's still one of the purest moments that I've had in my life. Just to be like, man, there's nothing wrong with this dude.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I did not know that was going to be right before he went on to his famous NBC interview.
Oh.
And I didn't know that. So that was probably like the highlight of anything that I've gotten to do.
Yeah, it's crazy, the stories on all the, you know, all the crap. You know, a lot of times, you know, when that was going on, and I always used to tell people, I said, listen, they get you on certain things that they know where your weakness is. You know, let's say, for example, if it's females, they get you on the female side. If they're kids side. If there's this, they find a weakness because they know how to hurt you.
Right.
You know, and I think mostly 99.9%, because you have all these people, you know, and I think Corey Feldman, right?
Yeah.
One of the people that have been spending time with him all the time, and he's come out and he's exposed other people that actually did it,
right.
but they canceled him for actually exposing those directors.
Exactly.
That really did it. But then he's saying that Michael didn't do anything. They're saying, no, you what are you talking about? You know, but the actual people that he exposed, they actually took him out. You know, they just basically canceled him. There's no tomorrow for speaking out because of his friend passed away, right? Too.
Right.
You know, and Michael, obviously, you know, the tragedy that everybody knows, because he was one of my favorite as kids. You know, a lot of people. There was this one artist recently that they were comparing him, and there was this new artist coming out. I forgot even his name. He's not even probably upcoming.
Right.
He's like, oh, I want to beat Michael Jackson in popularity or something like that, or the music, right? And everybody's like, dude, you're never going to be. There's no one that's going to be to that point.
Even with social media, you're not going to do it.
The crazy thing is, numbers wise, you might, but the people forget it's almost similar to the Michael Jordan and LeBron James thing, right? It's a totally different era. The impact these individuals made, you're never going to be able to make type of impact in it like MJ did.
Man, Michael Jackson was
and Michael
popular.
Jordan, MJ, right? Yeah. They did.
Every country,
Kobe
man.
did. You know what I mean? Those type of impact. That's what we say. Where you're not going to get
every corner
better. You know?
Yeah, every corner of the world, he was known. We knew him where we lived back in the day. You know, when we were in Armenia when we were kids. You know, and this is a time where like we didn't even get English channels. You know, obviously here there was only 14 channels or 12 channels. Yeah, and you know it was a communist country, right? So there was no Russia, and it was just there was no English channel.
Right.
But then we had like visitors that used to come in. But Michael Jackson, you know, just like Elvis and so on and so forth, the music was known. Like literally, you go to a village, not even like in any other parts of the world. You went to a village where they didn't even have TV, but they heard of Michael Jackson. Crazy. It's insane.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy word, man.
Yeah. Now you can even do that with social media. Right. You know, no matter how popular you are, probably 5-6 billion, you know, at that point was out of 7 billion people or 6 billion people, probably 80% of them knew Michael Jackson.
Right.
Yeah, you'd have to literally be living under a rock, legit, like with
literally
no social interaction
in the ocean, bro.
Yeah, even kids nowadays, you know, it's still like my son. He's 10 years old. If you say, "Oh, MJ music comes up," he's like, "Oh, that's Michael Jackson." You know, it's still relevant today.
Right.
His music is. I mean, if you hear his music, I don't think there's any. You know, it's like, I think it's like an addiction. You know, kind of brings like your body starts like, you know, it starts moving. Yeah, you know, if you hear Billie Jean's in a club and stuff, like people start dancing. You know, now it's like, before they were fearing it because they're like, oh, we have all this stuff, so there's the stigma. But you know, people realize. I think
it's memorable, just like the conversation we were having before we started, like the 90s or back then music.
Oh, man.
Music, it still pops up. Like any mashup for any remix for Michael Jackson right now. Be popping.
It's
you know the song.
It's big. It's big time, and especially because that was when music was being made not just to get popularity or follows.
Yeah.
It was because this was in your heart, and you had to get this out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I approach it. You know, and that's why it's important for me to say, like, that's why my standard when it comes to music or when it comes to programming or when it comes to teaching or whatever that I'm blessed to do, there's always this standard of like, this is so much bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know, and Michael knew that it was so much bigger than him. And one thing that I definitely learned from like him that I use today is like the longer that you spend on something intentionally, it'll last forever.
Yeah.
The longer it will last. You know, there's a producer named Rodney Jerkins, and he posted like a CD. This is so cool. A CD of a version of a Michael Jackson song that he wrote called Unbreakable. And it was the 36th version.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. And I'm just over thinking like, and there's no telling how long it took to get just to 36. It could have been 2 or 3 months on one song.
Yeah.
So it's like the longer that you work on something and the longer that you push on something, it's going to last forever. Because I be bumping Unbreakable at least once or twice a day, because it's that good.
Well, nowadays they produce music videos and music in 3 days or 2 days, and they push it out. You know, it's like independent, right?
It's almost like quality right now.
Quality is severely lacking.
Back then was quality over quantity.
Right.
They focused on an album. You know, there's no albums anymore.
Right.
People don't care about.
It's all singles.
Yeah, it's all singles, and then how fast you can put it, because the people forget. Like, you know,
our attention span, bro.
Yeah.
Our attention span is like next.
And
next.
Prince tried to tell us too. Like Prince tried to tell us, like, hey, you know, just so you know, albums matter.
Yeah.
Still.
I think to real artists, albums still matter, because they don't do it for money.
Right.
They do it for the craft, and they do it for the love. Of course, money. You know, because if you do all those things, if you're doing quality music, money is going to come anyways, I think, you know, because people appreciate it.
I think nowadays too, especially, like it's like a passion project, right? When you're passionate about something, you almost give it more than your all. You give everything you can, and then you find out how to give it more.
Everything.
Right? So it's like some people's albums are their passion project.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
100%.
like, and some people utilize their passion project, which has nothing to do with the industry, into their music.
Right.
So it could be, I don't know, somebody rebuilding cars, right? And you have a cool country song because they met, I don't know, so their wife or something, like it came from something. Right?
But it came from this thing where it's from here.
It's from here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, from hip hop now to hip hop, what it used to be. Old school or no, the new stuff? Which one? Which one you think has more quality in it?
Well, well, this is the thing. You know, I'm not gonna be the guy that's like gonna be like, oh, you know, like back when I was growing up. You know, you know,
feel old right
we
now.
can totally be that guy. You know, and the thing is like, you know, I didn't get really into hip hop until I got like into high school and started listening for certain things. But what I will say is that, again, you know, it was storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was storytelling of culture. It was storytelling of adversity, but coming out of adversity. And those are the things that we really miss. Mm-hmm. That's why, you know, like, think about it. That's why everything sounds the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why all the trap records, all the hip hop records, they all sound the same, because there's no quality behind it. It's about the followers, or it's about and we have to really take a look at that. But no one's telling stories, you know. And I think it's something where it's like we're all kind of trying to mask that, like, oh, like we don't have to go through this anymore. We can, you know. But it's just like, but you have to tell your story, because then how are we going to connect with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're just words, right? They just kind of rhyme together, but it's like you listen to it, you're like, what the hell was this?
Well, because there was like love and passion behind it back in the day, you know, and you know, it's just like the Bible says, like, you know, like it's a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal, so it really means nothing.
Yeah.
So like that's what I try to do, you know, like if I'm talking to someone that wants to rap something out, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? And I tell artists all the time, like when I'm working with them or when I'm doing something with them, I'm just like, the minute that you stop believing in what you're singing, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because like I don't have time to be around people that aren't doing things with a passion and a purpose.
You know, there's this Instagram guy. He does like skits. He shows like artists like back in the days. You know, it's like they're like gangster style, and then he goes after, and then it's like 2025. He's like with the purse. That's like the rapper. That's like gangster rappers. Have you seen that guy? He has like Popeye, like he was like Popeyes and stuff.
Oh yeah, like coming in with the paint and nails and like the whole jump. Oh, that's
so it's like before success, before and after. Like, you know, then they hit the big time, and then now they're like,
find it, pull it up. We gotta tell them which one it is.
It's so hilarious. Funny. I was looking at it. I was like, my wife's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like constantly watching him.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Because you're obsessed.
So good. But I think that's what makes like songs memorable right now, right? Like, because there's still a story because you emotionally connect with it and so, and that's what music was to us back in the day. Back in there, what was it, like NEXT Next? Like, dance
man,
bro, that was fit. That would have probably got canceled right now.
Man,
like,
back in the 90s, bro, like
baby making music.
Bro, look, back in the 90s, man, like especially like late 80s, early 90s, you know, and even into the mid 90s, that was like a golden age because that was when you were starting, and it's my favorite genre. That's when you were getting New Jack Swing, and like you were getting like these crazy beats. But with these like kind of churchy chords, but you were getting these amazing stories and compositions. Like you were getting stuff from Michael, of course, with the Dangerous album. You was getting stuff with like Guy. You was getting stuff with Blackstreet. You was getting stuff with so many people. Like Prince was putting out multiple things in the 90s. Like there were so many great things in the 90s. You know that you know like people were really missing out on. You know, like, or that I feel like people today are really missing out
like
on.
the Jagged Edges, the 112.
Oh man,
it was like it's still a bop. Like where the party at? Like you put that on.
Yeah. I think most of the clubs still play old school, right? They don't play the new stuff.
And a lot of people don't know who the old school is, but they're just bopping to it because it's a melody that is long forgotten, right? Or they haven't heard in a while. Or
who you guys think was in your opinion, who was the fake gangster in those days?
Man,
you know what? Honestly, like, you know, and I can say this coming from, you know, like I didn't, you know, like I was very blessed and fortunate to where I didn't have to grow up in really harder like environments because my mom was just so on it. You know, but it never really desensitized me from what the struggle is, you know, from a black perspective. To be honest with you, I don't really know if there were really any fake ones back then. I think that there was something that happened in the early 90s where people started to go a different direction. You know, y'all can look that up. But
is that the group or?
Well, you know, it was just new direction. Yeah, like, but there was that thing where, like, you know, when all the execs started trying to put a certain message out there that wasn't conducive to what we were really trying to do. And I think that eventually, like, you started kind of becoming like fake gangsters, you know, like, because let's just keep it real. I don't think that, you know, Tupac was really that kind of guy that he wanted to be when he was with Death Row.
I don't think that was
him
because there's a lot of stories behind that, right?
I think he was like an actor. He was a poet. He
was an amazing actor, poet, but like, you know, he was an activist and he was about it. But this kind of like angry bad thing that he was kind of exuding, I don't think that was really him because his intentions at first were so amazing, and then like all of a sudden, like you start hanging out with Suge Knight, and it's just like, yo, what happened?
They feel something in your head.
And that just comes from execs and people trying to do things. So I think that was kind of the blueprint for like, hey, we don't really have to live this thing, but let's just put it out there like we are, so we can get a certain narrative out. I think that the 90s was the creation of global narratives. I think that's when that really started happening.
Do you think that a lot of the narrative that they pushed from up top is on purpose, or is it there is a deeper purpose to it?
Everything's
You know what I mean?
everything's intentional. I think that it comes from like what the people with power want.
Yeah.
They want more power.
Yeah.
And the way that you get that, if you have 100 artists that's under you that can push the same message, then it's like, of course I'm gonna push this because then this makes me more money in more ways than one. So I think that it's a real thing. That the narratives that were asked to be pushed were 100% intentional. So, but it also sparked a lot of amazing forms of art that we never would have saw.
That's true.
But it kind of makes you think like at what cost. So
there's always a saying: there's good in every bad, and there's bad in every good.
It's never as good as you think. It's never as bad as you think. But it's right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Same
fact
as
remains,
like the grass ain't always greener. It could be some green in some parts, but
something always comes out of it.
I was looking kind of tan over here.
Right. It's like, are you sure you're watering that right there?
Like that one spot. Like that's piss yellow, man.
Right, what's going on?
Yeah, it's just in the industry itself. A lot of times, when they talk about certain things, and that's why I'm like, the industry itself is so corrupt and so not only for the artist. Now we find out what the artist's doing and what they're doing to the artists. They're stealing, cheating the artists and contracts and stuff. Now a lot of artists are doing it independent, and I think that's why a lot of executives and a lot of the top record companies are losing control.
Well, then that's what's scary. They're putting the artist targets are on their back now.
Yeah.
Because
And I'll even speak to that, man. Like we all know what, like for example, like what Tory Lanez is in for, right?
Yep.
The cool thing about it though is that when he sold his album as an NFT, dude made $1 million by himself.
Yeah.
But as soon as that happens, all of a sudden you start hearing about the reports. Boom, he did this. Now he's out. You know what I'm saying? So when people figure out a way to not only like break the system, but to use it and then go much further ahead, you will put a target on your back.
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen. And to be honest with you, like I'm here for it. Like whatever I can do to make sure that people are treated fairly, like that's the most important thing to me.
Isn't Russ fully independent? Like Russ, isn't he one of the artists that's fully independent?
Right.
Makes his masters like
He owns all of his stuff.
Wasn't The Weeknd also independent at one time, or
The Weeknd? I don't know if in the beginning. I don't know
I heard
his
some
story.
stuff like he was independent in the beginning. That was like, because I think he
got
won
signed to
something
something.
as far as like a independent artist of the year or something. But
I don't remember. I know it's crazy because I don't know his story all that well.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that for as much as people might not like to hear, I'm turning 22 all the time. Taylor Swift figured it out.
She just bought her stuff, right?
She just got all of her stuff back. You know what I mean? And I think she really took a page out of MJ's playbook, because the thing is like, he worked his business right.
Yeah.
What he didn't know was that lawyer was working for both sides.
That's
And that was the cold part.
That's always, man.
But she figured it. But she figured it out and how to make that happen. So, again, I think that if you do things the right way, get your own team, make your own stuff, do your own thing, and and like as you progress and as you make your money and as you advance, get better quality things, get better quality engineers, get better quality equipment, get better quality places to rehearse and to practice for your tours and to do that stuff. It's only going towards you.
Yeah.
So
invest in yourself. Just like any other industry, any other business,
man.
you have to invest in yourself.
You have to invest in yourself, and I think that's why we get these things, and I think that's why we are what. I believe that if you don't invest in yourself, then you miss the point.
Yeah.
You were meant for more than just what you thought that you had. So
that's why a lot of people are broke. Like in the industry, they spend money and then all of a sudden they're not creating anything.
It's out of here.
And they can't afford to create anything anymore because they're expected to do better.
Exactly.
Because they think a lot of the material things is going to get them more and more and more. Like if I buy more, if I get this Ferrari, if I get 17 of these houses, you know what I mean? Like
for sure,
I'll be happy. Buy it for me. I'm good. But
let me tell you something, man. If like someone gave me about 20 Bitcoin, right? Best believe I'll be driving the same Kia Soul like all day long. I'll still be wearing the same sweatpants. You won't even know
Let's
that I got
test that. Who want to give like 20 Bitcoin? Because if you give me one, trust me, I'm putting it down on some like straight down the coast, bro. If I get pulled over,
And that's why I like him because he keep it real.
Like I'm buying Ferrari. I'm buying a Pagani, something, bro. Like let's run it.
He worked hard for that.
Yeah. Just destroy it.
This is done. Like put it on red. Let's go.
That's what we doing, dog.
Make sure you rent the first one and then drive your. You know what they do? They rent. Most of the stuff they rent it, and then you see them racing and stuff. I usually go, that's rented.
Yep.
And then when you buy yours, you're like,
that's not true though.
Like I'm out. Like nah,
that's not true. You gotta come out. You gotta come out with us. The guy.
He's like I'm on 3 and 10.
Yeah.
I'm just
third gear max.
But the guys who actually really own them, they're with the cameras. They're just whipping it again. All getting arrested like they were going to Monterey Car Week
right
the other day. But they pulled up with like 50 of the boys. It's like,
see what I'm saying?
They're actually driving. They're driving. That's theirs. They're like whatever. There's a difference.
I mean, if you a lot of people buy those cars and never drive it. Because they don't want to put miles on it. But then you bought it, but if you're not driving it, what's the point of having it?
And then
I guess it's just to have,
just the status.
I guess
some of them.
I guess it's assets.
Yeah.
Because in case something goes under, now you got this $300,000 thing that you can
run away with.
Yeah, or
drive away.
We can just drive away into the sunset, y'all.
But
we're going to Florida. We'll see you later.
Like also see a lot of the guys. A lot of the guys will, like the ones with the Bugattis and stuff and out in Newport, they'll drive it during like the car shows, the car weeks, things like that. But that's what they have
Bugatti you don't want to drive too much.
No, but you do. You have it there.
Collectible.
Like Manny, Manny, right? His garage.
Yeah.
But like I think a lot of people, it's like art for them.
Yeah.
It's like it legit is art. Like,
it's a legit thing. I wouldn't even mess with a Bugatti.
But
Bugatti is a good. I think if you buy a Lamborghini and stuff, it's it's going to depreciate.
Not really. The certain ones don't, bro. Like
if you keep it,
the exotic market, the hypercars, it doesn't. Just because, why do you think, GT3 RSs, they'll come whip it and then, we still sold it for $75K over sticker. I'm 3 years old.
I'm going to come visit you when I just want to sit in one and just see what that's about.
Come Saturday, bro. Like, you'll be able to see a slew of them in Glendale.
Dude is out here.
There's car meets are always, good places to meet people too.
Yeah, for sure.
I met my closest friends in them. It's like, they're super cool too, because it'll open your mind on things they're investing in, or things they're doing, and it's like, oh shit! I never even thought about this.
For sure.
Or maybe crimes.
I mean, either way, I'm down. Either way, I'm down. I'm with it.
Yeah. Now,
I'm just
before
kidding,
we
guys,
discuss crimes, right?
Before we get to the criminal sector of the show,
what I want to ask you is this. Okay, I pulled up some names. Let me see about drummers. So it was specifically for drummers. Let's see if it makes these people make on your list. This is I said, who's the most overrated drummers, right? And I'm gonna give you. I'll tell you some names, and then see if it's right, or you can put somebody else on the list also as well. So I don't want it to get you in trouble, but you know what? Trouble sometimes is good. Guys. We got to be honest, right? So the first one is that was on the list is like Lars Ulrich from Metallica, Peter Criss with Kiss.
Okay.
And then it says Meg White with the white stripe.
Okay.
So those are the three that's like the overrated.
The most overrated?
Yeah, the most overrated. What do you think?
I laughed.
Man, look, like Lars is definitely you know what? I got love for everyone's talent, man. But honestly, bro, like I've seen some of the behind the scenes footage, dog. It's like, yo, man, like I'm sorry, dog. I actually like Meg White.
Uh-huh.
I love the way that she feels like when she's doing stuff. For what she does. And then who was the last one?
Last one it was actually Meg White.
Oh,
Peter Criss.
Peter Criss?
Yeah.
Okay, now I've seen that. Like I've seen him live. That was great.
Was great.
Yeah.
So he's not overrated.
No, he's actually good. So I used to play football for an arena football team called the LA Kiss. It was owned by Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. And they put on a special concert for they're season ticket holders. So I got to go to the concert because they were like, oh, like, meet Sam Campbell, football player for kids. And they put on this concert, man, and those guys were so good. So Peter Criss is killing.
Yeah, so
he's 100%.
So we can take him off the list.
Yeah, we can take him off.
I'm gonna throw some more in there. Hold on.
What you got?
There's worse.
So if let's say if we took that guy out, who would you replace him with?
One of these three.
Okay, right. What you got?
This is controversial though. Ringo Starr, the Beatles, Travis Barker, and Tommy Lee.
I mean,
and this is ChatGPT, so y'all can hi, Tommy.
Problem right there.
But and it showed me why too, though.
I mean, now look, like, let's just preface this by saying there's a bunch of different styles of drumming, okay, guys? But
I told you,
I definitely put Ringo in there. But see, thing about this is that Travis is a bad man, and he back to Kardashian. He's killing.
Yep.
Like, that dude is a legend, bro. So, like, no, but Travis Barker is one of my favorites. I use his sticks all the time. Thanks, Trav.
But he's not overrated.
He is not overrated.
So the reason why it said Travis Barker is that some say his punk rock drumming is repetitive and overrated because he's a celebrity. So they think he got the clout because of that.
Oh, I see.
But he was good before that. Though.
Yeah, he's showmanship, bro. He's great. I love it.
He's a showman. What people fail to realize, as a musician and as a drummer, most of the time, when you're on tour with somebody or you're playing for somebody, the songs have specific areas for you to kind of go off in, right? So it's like, if you just got to play Billie Jean 2 and 4 the whole time, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Are you going to sacrifice you wanting to play whatever you want for not making $40,000 a week? Because that's what that's what Michael's drummer was making.
Oh wow, that's
like at one point, I don't know if it was $40,000 a week or $40,000 a month.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick to. If you need me to do that, that's all I'm doing.
And you better not miss a beat.
Never.
So the thing is, like, people gonna say, "Oh, he's won. It's like repetitive." Nah, like, dude is solid. And then when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you have to learn as a drummer is when can I and when can I not.
Especially if you play with somebody that's so picky as far as a singer, right? So because they hear you. The audience might not hear you.
They're listening to everything.
I'm like tone deaf. Like, so I don't, I can't even play an instrument if my life depended on it.
Yes. Because Sarkis over here like, yo, man, that was crazy. Like, that was great. I'm in the back getting fired. Like, I hope that you enjoyed this.
The guy's playing with his toes, and I'm like, oh, this is so great.
I was like, oh my gosh, he is fantastic. Like, it's like, Sam, we're gonna fire you because you was playing with your toes, man.
I tried to pick up some. I love guitar, right? So guitar is probably one of my favorite instrument as far as when it comes to music. And I had a cousin that used to play guitar, and so he was really good. But I bought it. But I'm like, okay, I can learn it from. But it's like, oh my god, and I don't. It's like. This ain't easy,
Oh no, and all the rhythms up here doing all this kind of thing, and you're just strumming this. So it's tough. It is, and every instrument has its own challenges, but the more that you work on it, and the more that you put the time and the work into it, it'll turn into something beautiful.
But I think with music, either you have it.
That's
or
true.
you don't. It's not like, let's say sales or let's say sports, even sports, right? But with sports, maybe if you challenge yourself every day, like you work harder at it, you might run a little bit faster, you might gain a little bit of weight, let's say, to hit harder, right? Or let's say faster, or like maybe techniques, right? But with music, you have to feel it, you have to hear it, you have to, if you can't hear the rhythm and you don't know the points and you just can't make it up,
that's very true.
Unless you want to,
you can make
you
me
have to really want to, because it's going to take work.
You have to be obsessive. That's what this thing takes. Like, I love Kobe Bryant. Like, the one thing that he talked about was being obsessed with basketball. It's like, I'm going to learn everything that I can about drums. I'm going to make sure that I know
your passion behind
how to do certain things, how not to do certain things. Most of the time with music directors and artists, they're really listening for what you're not playing. rather than what you are playing. You know, and it's about a system of trust. So it gets to the nitty gritty when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I pride myself in being able to learn people's songs, how they originally are, because I have to become that and put my own thing into it.
Yes.
So
it's that's why I'm like, only Chat GTP or like maybe AI might make me look good.
Throw a filter on it.
With that, I have no choice.
Throw a filter on it. But 99% of these influencers got filters on anyway.
Well, you know, they put
illegal.
that this weird sound, like electronic sound that they make their voices kind of
auto-tune?
like
you know that
kind
of like T-Pain.
It's like you know you can't sing if you do that
But
too much.
T-Pain can sing.
T-Pain can sing.
It surprised me when I first heard him sing. I was like, "Yo, wait."
That's the only reason why I because I auditioned and tried to get in for his stuff at the end of last year, and I submitted the video and everything. I didn't get it, but to find out that it was for him playing at Coachella this year, I was like,
T-Pain, come on, man.
bruh. Then they say that we look alike.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nah, but it was you know, but that's the thing is like, you know, you learn how to utilize these different tools.
Yeah.
So
it's an amazing industry, I think. You know, it's like if you love it, you know, I guess when you love something, it's not like work. And you're willing to put that time,
and you're willing to take a lot of the pain. The L's people take. But the L's are your biggest lessons. It's not like a loss. It's what you really learn.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like when you can't get that note right, you're just repetition, right? You go in.
I have been in the studio before playing the same beat for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that I had it. I have put that kind of time in, and I will continue to do it because you're a work in progress.
Yeah. It's like art. Art. People think art is easy, but it's never ending. Because you can continue on doing something, you might not think you're finished.
Yeah, like if you treat everything like that way you said, Sock, like it's art. Everything is a process. Everything. Yeah. If you treat it all like that, like your passion project, your art piece, whatever it is, you're going to eventually get there. Because people expect entertainment or real estate or anything sales, right? Oh, we're balling. Wolf of Wall Street. Let's go.
Yeah.
When
it's not as easy.
Right.
When they like looking at that.
And you got to be okay with the results taking a little bit longer.
Yeah, even with entertainment, right? People be in the industry ghostwriting and producing without being known until 10 years later. Then all of a sudden, Diplo comes out like, oh, I used to ghostwrite for Rihanna.
Right.
I had 10-year NDA signed. Beyonce. Oh, bah. There it goes. You don't know. Some are 20 years, 30
Except
years.
if you're a dancer. Because if you're a dancer, you don't want to be dancing at 75 and make it.
No, for sure.
Yo!
But if you do, props to you.
We're going to be a dancing tatted generation, bro. I swear.
Dancing tatted.
Unless it's TikTok, right? So it's like, you know, people dancing and stuff. Okay, let's go into... Now I'm going to change it up to the underrated. Drummers, right? And then you have to tell us, you have to give at least, you know, one of yours that, you know, that maybe we were not on the list, that you're going to put him on the list. Okay, but let's put
ChatGPT.
I got this from another source. Which is, you know, it's so good because, you know, we have AI now, so he pulls up the whole things and says, okay, generally this is what people are discussing. And they said, you know, underrated ones are John Panazzo, the Stings, Jim Fox, James Gangs, and then it says Ron Bushy, Iron Butterfly, Gary Patterson, Guess Who, Gelson Levis, Squeeze, Alan King, and there's like another one that says Danny Richmond.
Dang. Well, they're probably gonna be super underrated because like a lot of those names I actually didn't even recognize. That's crazy to me.
This is the ones that I like discussed all throughout like the internet, you know. Like. Man,
well, I can definitely say this. There's always going to be way more underrated guys that just don't get the chance to be heard. I think one of the most underrated drummers is actually my drum teacher, Philip Fisher. And he was with a rock band called Fishbone. Mm-hmm. And he actually, funny enough, he actually did play for Justin at one time. But I think that he's severely underrated because when they start talking about like people who have helped shape how we do things from a tour perspective or how like rock and punk music is played, a lot of people fail to kind of miss this cat. Okay. And the dude is like, and I'm not saying that just because he's my teacher. I'm saying that because like the things that he has taught me and the way that my game has exponentially just gone up, I'm just like, why aren't more people talking about this guy? You know, Fish is definitely one of them. Now, in each genre, there's always going to be those kind of cats. But Philip Fisher, you know, from Fishbone, is definitely one of my most underrated guys. You know, and he's one of my biggest inspirations as well. So that's definitely one of them. So like when it comes to discussions on Instagram, right? Everyone talks about like perfect example. There's a company called Drumeo, right? Yeah. Drumeo's cool. Like they give a lot of really cool lessons on how to like, you know, get started playing, some advanced concepts. Aaron did something for them before he passed. And they do this thing where they talk about like, you know, this guy is the rock drummer of the year, and this guy is, you know, this guy of the year, and it's just like, dang dog, like, what about Fish? Or like, what about Chris Daddy Dave? If you have Chris Dave on your record, that is a stamp of approval, just because of where he's been, what he's done, and what he's bringing. You know, but I also think that Chris Daddy Dave is that dude that's just kind of like, I don't really care. I just want to play drums. You know,
it's like I know I got it. Whatever. I'm gonna do my thing, and that's
his energy. So I feel like Chris is definitely an underrated one in terms of a wide spectrum.
Yeah.
You know, now we all know that Steve Jordan's great. You know, in terms of the drum community, but like definitely Chris Dave. Like definitely one of those.
What's one guy that you will never want to play with, against, or maybe next to,
or like one guy that I just wouldn't want to like shed with. Yeah. Man. The thing is like I wouldn't want to shed with everybody because I feel like it makes your level go up.
Yeah.
Easily. I feel like if there was one guy. You ask really good questions, Sark. That's a good question. I would have to say if there was just one guy that I know that would just be just an absolute murder, it would probably be either Aaron Spears or Eric Moore. Eric Moore is probably top 3 drummers in the world today.
It's like still intimidating, basically.
Oh my gosh, and you know, and he will let you know it, you know. But I also love it too because Eric is about your growth as well, and he's all like, "Yeah, I just smashed on you. Now get better." And it's just like, "Yes, sir," you know. And Aaron was like that too.
Sometimes it's good playing against, or like kind of challenging in your abilities, because you know if you play, let's say even in sports, right? If you're playing a weak team.
You're not going to get better.
You're not going to get better. You just
get better by
yeah. It's like you know you're beating everybody, or like, and then you get into a different position. You're like, oh shit, wait a minute, why am I not that good now?
That's like because you both are in real estate, correct?
No, I'm in insurance. He's in real estate. Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, like if you're working for your firm and you got a lot of people that's in the same position as you. It's just like, you know, if you're challenging your numbers against the guy that's not really doing nothing as opposed to the one that is doing something, then it's just like, you know, is your level going to go up going up against the dude that's not doing nothing, or against the guy that's actually,
you know, you're not competing with the level that you should
like,
be, you know.
You should be gunning for like, what's he doing differently than me?
Right.
Even if it's different type of business, like. Because especially in ours, like some people cold call, right, on expired. Some people is network based. Some people is just like their farm, right? Like everyone has their niche, but you can learn from every single person.
Right.
Not necessarily meaning that's going to be your niche, but your skill set goes up by competing with them or collaborating with them, or
right.
All right, like,
and that's and then where the mindset shifts, and I hope that people get this, because once you learn those lessons from those people. Then it's just like, okay, now can I be better than myself from yesterday?
Exactly.
Then it's just like, now you're in competition with you. My greatest competition right now in my life is me.
And it always will be.
That's the thing that people fail to realize. Like when I was talking about the comparison game, really what you should be comparing is like, man, how was my groove today as opposed to yesterday, or how was my chops today as opposed to yesterday? how was my attitude today? Other than yesterday, like
how are my habits? How's my schedule? How's my discipline?
Man,
like, because honestly, it comes back to like, I don't care what industry you're in, your habits, like your daily habits, is going to dictate where you are. Not tomorrow. Because it's all compounding. You're not going to see the effects of what you do today tomorrow. It's going to be 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, 2 years. Like, we're not in control of.
And it takes 90 days to build a solid habit?
Like a solid, not your bullshit. 2 weeks to break. No, but like 90 days every day. You're
either a bad habit or a good habit, right?
Like,
bad habits are easy.
Yeah, let's
stop it tomorrow, but one day, let's go. I like this.
Let's stop 90-day fiance and let's start doing 90-day habits.
But 90-day fiance is probably like too long.
You know
what
he said, 90 days fiance. Did you guys see that one version online? This guy was like, "How'd you find me?" She goes, "Well, we have the air tags." She put it on his keys, right? So he had no idea.
My God.
So he's like, so you mean to tell me you've been tracking me the last 90 days?
Yo, she's a Latina for sure. For sure, bro. Like, there's no way. For sure.
I forgot what she was. And she was like, babe, I wasn't tracking you. This is when if you lose your keys in the house, we'll find the keys.
She know what she was doing. She ain't slick. Sorry.
They ain't even together, babe.
He looked scared, though. He looked scared. He was like,
yeah, I'm about to file. I'm about to file for divorce.
Yeah, you should see his face. He was like, you're telling me, it was like his eyes were like popping, and I was like, you know where I've been the last night. I was like, you never knew you had a tag on there or something.
Hey, that's cold. That's oh my god.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So.
Y'all check your keys, bro. Check your wallets. Men out there, check everything.
Your stuff. Hey, if she gives you a new phone, don't take it.
She gifted you something, you better pop on the search for device
the
nearby.
Apple Watch, the phone, the iPad, the laptop. Don't do it, dog.
Make sure she's not synced to your iCloud.
Or just don't do anything. Be cool.
They're gonna find something regardless.
Quit being grimy.
Bro, they get into the group chat, it's over for everybody in the group chat. It's over. It's over.
You're absolutely
group chat.
Just because of the memes. Because of the memes, bro.
Hey, yo, you cooked in that group chat.
Tell me we like.
Well, babe, I didn't know that you was like that. I'm gonna stay at my mom's house. Like,
if a guy tells me he doesn't have a group chat with his boys,
bruh.
Pause. Like,
nah, for real,
right?
He's definitely correct.
Well, it could be boys. It says boys chat, but you know who's in there.
No, that's a whole nother level. You're diabolical, bro.
You just.
There's this rapper that I watch a lot of stuff. There was this rapper. He had actually I forgot his name. I forget names, but the guy his 5 of his girlfriend is currently pregnant. So
damn.
Is it Playboy Cardi?
I don't know. I think it is.
You would know.
Yeah,
but damn, you don't know how to pull out, bro?
Yeah, he's the only one that I know right now.
Yeah, he has 5 girlfriends. All his 5 girlfriends are pregnant.
Nick Cannon.
You know,
Nick Cannon's like 42.
It could be Nick Cannon too. Like,
no, but they're pregnant right at the same time. And they were all in the picture.
Yeah,
they were like in the picture.
Yo, pull out, but props to you for getting all your baby mamas.
Hey Becca, that's why I told you, poly works. Just
it works. But I don't know about 5. That's crazy. That's a headache.
That's kind of nasty work.
Maybe 2.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, dog. Like, that's
crazy.
I see stuff, but I forget the names of it. So that's why I was like, because I glanced through it.
Stuff,
I know I have to, right? So, and I do a lot of useless information. Like my wife will be like, sometimes I'll have like useless like facts and stuff I look at. She'll be like, why are you looking at this? I'm like, it's useless, but sometimes it becomes useful, because you don't know.
Like for my podcast.
Exactly.
But honestly, do we have his contact? Because they need some life insurance policies on them kids. While it's cheap, some IULs.
They'll kill him right away, bro.
Hit my man up. Bro, you gonna need that.
B.O. Bank, you can be like the next Rothschild family in the next like 30, 40 years.
I know, man. I don't know how these people okay, you know what? He's gonna work. All his money is going to that, for sure. It's like he's gonna be broke before he starts. It's like crazy. I was like, how the hell you get all your girls in one room, and they're all pregnant?
That was a crazy.
It's a wrap.
That was a crazy train. Was he last in all the runs? It was either he was first on the turns or the last one.
You know what's cold about it? Like, well, why did I have to go last? Why did she go first? Always gonna ruin something. Like,
I just want to see how the whole picture was set up. Because who's standing in the back? Who's standing next to him?
You're very curious over there.
Yo,
He's got this set up in a room.
Sorry.
It's like about to be directing next.
He's like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Her next. Like, what?
Change the position, like this angle right here.
This guy, dude. No, but yeah.
That's like, imagine, you have one wife and you get crazy and you have like 5 pregnant ones in the same space. That's like going to be crazy. There's like always, there's this one guy that goes around and creates like situations with girls. And he goes to 5 girls. I know, right?
I want to see your For You page, bro.
His algorithm is giant.
His shit is crazy right now. Homie just said you got a wife and 5 pregnant girls, right? Like, all right, so your wife is chilling, right? One person to wash the dishes, one to cook, one to walk the dog.
Algorithm is
I have no life.
Bro, move to Dubai, Habibi. Like,
No, but this guy goes around. This guy goes around and sees like 5 girls standing around, and he's like, "Dude, your girls can be supermodels." Except one of you.
No, I saw that one. No, I've actually seen this one.
And then she's like,
no, it's like this.
He's like, oh, you guys talk among yourselves to see who it is.
Oh
and imagine
God.
the fight.
This is how he said it. He goes, oh, you ladies are beautiful. At least 4 of you guys. 4 of you guys could be models. Yeah. And she goes, which one? Which 4? You guys figure it out. There's 5 of them.
Oh,
so he just destroyed their whole night out. Like, nuked their whole night. They were waiting for a cab or Uber Black or something.
He said, at least 4.
He's like, at a 5. And he walked away.
Yeah.
Straight up. Legend.
So many creative things, man. I don't know how people, like, on constant basis, they can like come up with like content.
Well, just follow me around the day, I'm sure, but I'll get canceled so quick. There's no filter. Like,
but then again, why is it? It's just like Denzel Washington just like came out and said, like, why does it like? Why does it matter about being canceled? Like, like you can't be a leader but also like be, I forget how he said it, but it's just like the whole concept of just canceling somebody because they're human.
Yeah.
Whatever it is like crazy, but
like,
is it fashionable now to get canceled, or is it
maybe?
I think it was, but everyone's now starting to get out of it. Like, what was it? Jusko? What was his name? Drewski. Now he's got getting because he dressed up like a farmatan and everything.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I saw that one too.
Dying, but now you have people like, oh my god, why can
everybody gets
offended? He's a comedian.
No, dude, it was so funny because I didn't even recognize him, so I had no idea it was him. Because he looked like literally a redneck, like
they got the wife beater tan and everything on point.
Oh yeah, no, Drewski's funny, bro.
But Drewski's hilarious.
Whoever did the makeup should like literally get
Hall of Fame,
an award or something.
Like an Oscar for
legend.
Yeah,
like Hall of Fame.
Or maybe get canceled just for cancel.
just for cancel's sake. Like, you know what? Your reward is cancellation.
Right? I feel like people want just something to bitch about now.
Yeah,
it's like you can tell they didn't grow up on Rush Hour. Like Jacket, bro, Rush Hour. I can go through watching it. Like,
I was just telling someone the other day. Do you remember in a Rush Hour 2 where he was getting intimate with that lady, and she took that wig off and he was bald. He's like, oh my god, I almost made love to a damn Frenchman. He's like, Lee, go check the plumbing. He said, anything bigger than a 9 iron, we're gonna beat his ass. Like, wow. I was like, yo, he could not say that today. Rush Hour was terrible and great at the same time.
It was great,
beautiful.
Yeah, Rush Hour. There's a lot of Chris Rock and those guys were like hitting everywhere. Those
guys were
nobody everywhere. Was
or that one movie. What was it called? Where the white cop beats. You're
talking about National Security.
Yes. Bro,
the B thing?
Yes, the B thing. Like, these movies.
Big ass bumblebee.
Yeah, and then you see the video, you see him like, it looks like he's beating him.
National Security. Have you ever seen National Security, Becca?
Go watch that movie.
White Chicks is another example.
White Chicks
is another one. But hey, look, go watch National Security.
Trust.
That thing.
Like the movies we grew up in, like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Did you guys see the new one, Happy Gilmore's?
I gotta check it out.
No, honestly, it was funny though. Like, it wasn't as funny. as you watch it once. You know what I mean?
His movies are
great, especially like with Carl Weathers.
Yeah,
great.
His movies are like corny and like it's like funny, but it's like stupid funny kind of. You know, like it's not like it's like.
But that's how it always been. That's what he does. Adam Sandler's signature.
Yeah. Waterboy was great.
But Waterboy is also one of my all-time favorite movies. My mama said.
My mama said that.
Alligators are honorary
because they ain't got no toothbrush for all them teeth. Oh my gosh, it's great.
Or the medulla oblongata, the magic rays of sunshine.
Yeah, the good thing about Adam Sandler is like, man, that guy takes care of his people.
Every single movie.
Every time. I think recently, that I forgot his name, the comedian that he got canceled because he's like a supporter of Trump and stuff. Mm-hmm. They canceled him and he's not getting work and stuff. But he's the only one, right? Schneider. Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider, yeah.
Because he got canceled because he was like he said there's like, oh, you support the red, so we cancel.
He's still gonna get work, bro.
But now he's even. I think he offered him $5 million or $2 million just to do things, just because he's like, hey, you need money here.
I got
you. It's friends, because he's in the past. He takes care of his old friends. That's one of the only artists I think. Probably
one of the only movie guys that really takes care of people.
It's so crazy how people expect people not to have their own opinions.
Oh yeah, we're not doing that.
Justin Timberlake was in the movie too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even recognize him. He was there. I was like, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, he was in that movie about time. He was in Friends with Benefits. He was in a lot of stuff.
That movie,
great movie. What if your time was currency?
Was it Timeless? I think. Yeah,
I think so.
That
was really really
they need
good.
to come back to making movies that are movies like dope like that.
Yeah.
Like Gone in 60 Seconds was one of my favorite.
But again, it's just back to having quality situations, rather if it's in music, if it's having just quality workers that know what they're doing in terms of insurance or real estate or like automobile stuff, like knowing what you do, the ins and outs of it and why you do it. That's what ends up making things special.
It's the passion, I think. Anything you do.
Yeah, it's the why every time.
And then so we're going back on why I'm passionate project. Like what's a passion project outside? Like what's a passion project you want to work on and you're currently working on?
For sure. This is actually really special to me. I didn't think that I was going to get back into tribute bands after I left the last band that I was in, especially because of the way that it kind of ended. But I kept having this idea called Kings of Pop experience. Okay. And I was just like, like I'm done. I just want to work with original artists. Don't want to do any more covers, But it wouldn't leave me alone. I was talking to one of my guitar players one night. He was like, man, I would go so crazy on a project like what you used to do, but like something newer and fresher. I was like, so I went to my homie at ChatGPT. I ran some numbers, but I turned it into my own personal assistant. And it has actually helped me come up with this new tribute band that I am launching. Oh, nice. Tribute to Michael Jackson, Prince, Justin Timberlake, and Bruno Mars. All in the same band.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It's a 7-piece band. I have the opportunity to do it with the guys that I want to work with and the guys that I trust with it. And it has turned into a complete passion project. It has run me a lot of money with just getting the websites and getting all the licensing and getting all the stuff right. But we actually just launched the website. It's This Is Cope. This is KOPE.
Okay.
.com. And on Instagram, it's This Is Cope. Because it's the Kings of Pop experience, and it turned from just doing a tribute band to actually bringing celebration and healing through joy, rhythm, and legacy.
Okay,
absolutely.
And it's the legacies of these 4 artists, 2 of them of which we don't have anymore, and 2 that are here. But we're kind of doing a thing where it's like we're heaven meets earth, and we're trying to do a thing where we can actually, encourage people just to go one more day. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Dance with us, party with us. We want the world to be healed. There's a big thing for it at the end, but it's called Kings of Pop Experience.
Are you guys starting to tour when is there a specific date?
The drop date, the promo show is going to be at Hitcore Studios in Simi Valley on November 14th. I just signed the contract before I came here, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
So I'm really excited about it. My musicians are going to be there. I've come up with all the visuals for it. And it is a beautiful project. I had the pleasure to have my mom, my friend Mika Honore, who's one of the singers, do some backgrounds for Mirrors and Heal the World. It's going to be a beautiful thing, and and my real mission with this thing is to put a standard back into music, because people don't have thousands of dollars to go see the real Justin or to go see. No one can see Michael anymore.
Oh,
no one can see Prince anymore. It's hard to see Bruno. So the thing is, it's like we're bringing like the modern tour sound and the modern touring thing. And we are making that available in theaters. We're making that available at high-end festivals. If it's like a big wedding, we'll do a big wedding for somebody. Concerts in the park. You know what? And it's funny enough, I actually am getting a contact list together of all the venues that I want to invite out to this thing. And one of them, I just say, screw it. I'm gonna call the Hollywood Bowl and tell those guys to come, because I've designed the show to be that big. And I'm very proud of the things that I learned from a very hard experience last year, around this time actually last year, to actually use those things to make this show what it is now. Absolutely. It's a 2-hour show. It's an experience, music, of everything that you would want to hear from these artists.
Yeah, and you have the greatest artists to represent.
The greatest artists to represent it, and I got 2 great singers that'll sing everything. And I'm really excited for the promo show. And I think it's going to be really cool. So, if you guys got, if it's you guys and if you guys want to come through, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down.
It's a very cool thing, and it's also a great facility at a Hitcore in Simi Valley. My friend drummer, one of my favorite drummers, Russ Miller, owns it, and it's a fantastic facility. And that is really my passion project. That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been programming. That's what I've been coming up with visuals for, all the websites and emails. And it's been a really fun process. And I think by November 14th, it's going to be the best show that you'll see from an original artist or from a cover band.
Oh, amazing.
Okay.
So I'm very, very confident in that. And, I'd love for you guys to come and check it out.
Send us all the details, the links. We'll make sure to post it.
Yeah, I sure will.
We will put it all in the
my social medias, personally, everything.
Oh, yeah. For sure, man. Yeah, and I'll follow you guys on like all this stuff, but the biggest thing is just putting the standard back into music.
Exactly.
I think it's been lost. I think that there's a few warriors that's still in there like pushing it and doing it. But in terms of me just doing my part, I just want to make sure, rather if it's for an original artist, like if Sarkis was the artist, I'm gonna make sure that we put a standard behind his stuff.
But you'll lose a lot of crowd.
We just want to see you play guitar, man. But
if I start singing, everybody will leave.
Bro, I just want to see his search history, bro. I just want to see his IG search history,
you
bro.
You just want to see his For You page.
When I sing in the shower, everybody leaves the house.
But I really feel like it's so important to make music about music.
Exactly.
And to make not to make it about an agenda or a political speech or whatever that is. I just want to make the music about the music.
Yeah.
Keep it to what it is, the music.
Yeah.
Keep the main thing
music.
the main thing. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing.
I think if enough people have the same vision as you, like creating the quality of music, bringing back the music, like
just
even the
music.
70s, 80s, 90s is always about the music. It's about the lyrics. It's about
how it made you
the
feel.
sounds, right? And what it made you do, but then I think it just somehow something just clicked and turned off.
Right.
And then even in Hollywood, right? In the industry, there's no more great movies. It's just a remakes of remakes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The songs are remakes of remakes. Like they sample sounds, and then they put new lyrics in there, and then it's like the movie's the same way. But I think if enough people do what you're doing, eventually it becomes, I think, contagious, because if they see something is working, because people think, they have to do stupid things to make money, right. Because that's how, like we've been talking about how people are doing stupid things online just to make money, and people see it and they're like, well, I'm doing something good, but nothing is getting tracked. There's no traction. And then they start hitting themselves against walls. And like real estate, she was making fun. She's hitting the garage doors. It's like, anything to sell a house, right? But because they're doing those things, because they think it works, but eventually it hurts them in the long term,
Right.
They become a clown after, after you see them. Maybe once it's funny. Second time, it's not funny. Third time, it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. I think once you put that music, people will say, you know what? It's working for them. And they enjoy listening to themselves, and then they change, right? So right. I think you guys are doing a great justice for, I think, music and
the industry, for sure.
The kids too. Like people, if they're looking at you and they're looking, if they, if you are an influence, right? And people that see you and they say, hey, I want to be like him. Either they want to be the bad side of you or good side of you, right? What do you want them to be?
Right.
That's how that what I got from you is you present the best of you.
The very best. So, and if it's not the best of you, again, just like we started off this like this whole conversation, it's just like you shouldn't be doing it. And I take that very seriously, and I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be, and make the best music that I can, whether if it's my own stuff or if it's for somebody else.
Exactly.
But you are going to get the full Sam Campbell experience, and for this particular thing, the full Kings of Pop experience is something that is life changing, and it's changed my life just by listening to it and doing the stuff. And it's been really, really good for me. Exactly. So I really enjoy it.
We look forward to coming and supporting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's going to be tight.
It was a pleasure. Before we go, because we can go on forever with you. Before we go, what do you want to leave us with? And just tell them about your, as far as the handles you have. And, of course, we'll list everything on there as well, where they can find you.
What do you want to leave the listeners with?
Exactly.
Oh, no, for sure. I think that one thing that we've definitely learned is that people a lot of the times are not dependable or built for integrity. But instead of getting down about that, what I would say is that like take what's in your heart and like do everything to materialize that. Mm-hmm. It's just like I said before, it's only delusional until it actually works.
Exactly.
And I believe that everybody has something special that they're supposed to say, and there's something that they're supposed to do. Be doers of what you do. And I think the other thing that I would say that's really helped me in the last year, especially, is do not be afraid to create your own lane. Your lane means something.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be better than that guy's lane or that guy's lane. The only thing that it should be better than was yesterday's chapter of your lane. Do your best in your lane. It's funny because in the industry, for Justin Bieber, right? For example, last example, he had to stop his tour in 2022 for health reasons, whatever it was, right? When an artist stops a tour, that means the whole sound crew, the lights, the visuals, the musicians, the engineers, everyone's without a job. Everyone that travels with Justin Bieber, which is probably like between 200 to 300 people, are now not able to feed their families.
Absolutely.
The difference is he has his backing band known as We the Band. That's their name. They started making their own music, and they're about to release their first album.
Oh, wow.
Coming up here in 2025. And the thing is that instead of waiting for Justin to get back, they said, we're going to go do our thing. Whenever he comes back, great.
Yeah.
But we got something to say. So create your own lane, and that's how Kings of Pop Experience came about.
Yeah.
Was because somebody, ghosted me, didn't pay me, and I just kind of said, okay, well, what am I going to do?
Absolutely.
And then like I just said, you know what? I got this thing in my heart, and I'm going to put this thing out. And the funny thing about this project, last thing, most of these things that I produced for it were made back in 2022 for people that were not ready to receive them yet. So also be aware that the things that you are making now, they might not be received now, but they're for a different time.
Absolutely.
It's like a time capsule, right? You know, and that's what makes it so great. So, you know, or even the things that you made 2 or 3 years ago, or that you invested in 2 or 3 years ago, they will come back around to bless you because you were faithful with it.
Absolutely.
So make your own lane. It's all good. And just bless you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It's just when it's going to happen, dog. So
it's all about timing, right? Right time, right place.
Exactly.
Just have to be patient and just do what you do. Like you said, sometimes you have to be delusional to make it. You know,
have to be.
Yep.
I'm trying to play the Hollywood Bowl with a tribute band.
Exactly.
Let's
Believe
go.
in your own talent and your skills. Like
you know, sometimes you got to put it out there just to get it done, because you know, otherwise, you know, if we're like, sometimes if we're realistic about everything, we might not do anything.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
sometimes you have to be delusional, because a lot of times people, the most successful people are the most delusional people, but they make their delusions become reality.
Just
you know?
like that one artist that I can't say his name that I worked for in 2023, 100% delusional in the early 2000s.
Oh, I think I know her.
Now she got it.
now she got it.
100% delusional until he did it.
Even
Exactly.
the cat woke up. It's like,
Even the camera was like, that was him. But that's the part about it, is that you have to be that.
Absolutely.
You know, like you worked hard to be in insurance to be able to build that.
Absolutely.
Of course.
It's a little slow.
Of course.
It's on the
Right.
AOL.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or like,
Dial-up.
Don't mention it afterwards.
or
Don't
even
mention
just
it.
how you had to work just to be in real estate.
I was gonna put that in the outline. I was,
Dial-up connection over there. Like,
See what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy.
She had to
It's a little
figure it out. But 100% delusional, and to quote, you know, like everyone wanted to know what was going to happen if I didn't win the Grammy,
Exactly.
and then he said, "I guess we're never going to find
you don't
out."
know that who that is? That's like,
Right?
If you don't know,
Now you
You
know.
don't know.
It's
too late.
You can take a horse to
if
water.
you're
You
reading
can't
this,
make him
you're
drink it.
too late. You know, so but like but you got to be a little bit delusional. But you know, I do believe that things happen on earth as it is in heaven, and the Heavenly Father is perfect.
Absolutely.
So it's all good.
Yep.
So
Well, Sam, thank you for coming. It was
Thank
a
you for having me.
pleasure.
Yeah,
and we look
pleasure.
forward to the shows, and we wish you good luck, best of everything.
thank
you
you
know,
guys.
and hopefully, you know what, maybe in the little future, in the time where, you know, we're in a different place, you're in a different place, we'll meet up again.
Oh, for sure.
And you know,
Recap
we'll
from
share
then back.
we'll share the journey again with our audience and so on and so forth.
I would love
You know,
that.
it's always the journey. It's not where where you are now. It's where the journey is going to take you. You know,
Exactly.
and a lot of people don't understand that.
Focus
you know,
on the
so-
journey. Fall in love with the journey.
Exactly.
Oh man,
Forget the end result, because the end is always different. There's
Yep.
always another end.
the process is the dream.
Yeah.
And maybe one of your cats will come in so I can hold it like for the
Yeah,
whole time.
we have a lot of cats. So.
This guy's a cat guy now.
I
Like,
can get a whole gang.
they gonna jump me.
Depends on how many you want.
I want at least 2 of them.
Bro, they're selling all of them. Like, if you want, take
Yeah,
like
if
6
you want babies, we'll
Homie said
take
he's-
yeah.
he's
He's selling all of them. Like,
I'll consider it.
I'll pack 6 of them for you.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, my wife is she's I just get, you know, every time there's new kittens, I'm like, oh.
I think we need
Jesus.
an intervention.
Yeah.
I think I need to set a podcast intervention for you and your cat.
Soon the city is gonna come in and say,
She's
"Listen,
gonna
we're
be
shutting
sitting
it
like
down."
on a stool right here.
Gavin, just
Well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys.
We'll see you. Of course, we're going to see you in the future as well. But thank you for coming in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anthony, thank you.
Thank you
And
very
everybody that's listening, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And make sure you guys follow us. Follow Sam. We'll put all the information below. And hope to see you guys next time. Thank you. Have a great night.